Welcome to this comprehensive deep dive into emotional maturity, a vital but often overlooked dimension of our personal development that influences nearly every part of our lives. From how we manage stress, approach challenges, nurture relationships, to how fulfilled and peaceful we ultimately feel. Emotional maturity isn't something you automatically gain with age or experience. Rather, it's a lifelong practice of becoming more aware of your inner world, your triggers, your patterns, and learning to respond to life's ups and downs with wisdom, patience, and compassion for yourself and others. To be emotionally mature means you recognize your emotions as they arise. You don't run away from uncomfortable feelings, nor do you let them overwhelm or dictate your behavior. Instead, you pause, reflect, and choose how to respond in a way that aligns with your values and long-term well-being. It means accepting responsibility for your actions and the consequences, instead of shifting blame or denying your part. Emotional maturity is also about embracing vulnerability, being willing to admit when you don't know, when you're hurt, or when you've made a mistake without feeling shame or the need to defend yourself excessively. It means you can listen deeply to others, even when you disagree, and hold space for their emotions without judgment or interruption. Emotionally mature individuals are skilled at managing conflict constructively, expressing their feelings honestly but respectfully, setting and respecting healthy boundaries, and forgiving both themselves and others genuinely, which is essential to releasing grudges that can otherwise poison your peace of mind. They don't avoid solitude or feel insecure being alone, but instead use that time to connect with their authentic self and recharge. They understand that emotional maturity doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring feelings, but rather embracing the full range of human emotion while making conscious choices about how to act on them. Now, if you're wondering where you stand on this spectrum of emotional maturity, I invite you to participate in a reflective self-assessment that I've designed. For each question, answer honestly and assign yourself 2 points for a confident yes, 1 point for sometimes, and 0 for no. Keep track of your total score. The first question is, do you consistently take responsibility for your words and actions without blaming others, even when it's uncomfortable? The second, can you stay calm and grounded in emotionally charged situations rather than reacting impulsively or with anger? Third, are you able to receive constructive criticism and feedback without immediately feeling attacked or shutting down? Fourth, do you communicate your emotions openly and respectfully instead of bottling them up, lashing out, or using passive-aggressive behavior? Fifth, do you respect others' boundaries, recognizing their needs and limits without pushing or manipulating? Sixth, can you genuinely forgive others and yourself, releasing resentment and grudges that may have built up over time? Seventh, are you able to truly listen to others' perspectives before insisting on your own viewpoint or trying to fix things? Eighth, are you comfortable spending time alone, using that space for reflection and self-care rather than feeling restless or lonely? Ninth, when you realize you've made a mistake, do you own it fully and apologize sincerely without excuses or defensiveness? And 10th, are you mindful of how your mood, tone, and actions affect those around you, adjusting your behavior when necessary to nurture healthier relationships? Once you have your score, if it's between 16 and 20, congratulations, you demonstrate a high level of emotional maturity. You likely approach life's challenges with resilience, empathy, and insight that enrich your personal and professional relationships. If your score falls between 10 and 15, you're on the right path, showing important strengths while still growing and developing in some areas, which is completely normal and part of the journey. If you scored below 10, remember this is not a failure or a fixed trait. Emotional maturity is a skill that anyone can cultivate with intentional practice, self-reflection, and patience. The first step toward greater maturity is developing self-awareness, simply noticing your emotions and reactions without judgment. Then, practice pausing before responding, so you can choose your words and actions rather than reacting out of habit or impulse. Journaling your feelings can help you understand yourself better, and seeking feedback from trusted friends, family, or mentors can provide perspective. Learning emotional maturity is a process of trial and error, kindness and discipline, setbacks and breakthroughs. The rewards of this journey are profound. Healthier, deeper relationships, improved mental and emotional well-being, greater peace and happiness, and the ability to navigate life's inevitable challenges with grace and confidence. A vital quality that shapes how we handle stress, build relationships, and find happiness in life. Emotional maturity isn't about how old you are or how much you've been through. It's about knowing your emotions as they come, understanding why you feel that way, and choosing thoughtful responses instead of reacting impulsively. It means staying calm under pressure, taking responsibility for your actions without blaming others, and expressing yourself honestly and respectfully without resorting to anger or withdrawal. Emotionally mature people listen carefully, respect boundaries, their own and others, and seek to understand different perspectives before insisting on their own. Forgiveness, both toward others and yourself, is key, allowing past hurts to heal instead of weighing you down. They're comfortable being alone without feeling lonely and admit their mistakes openly, apologizing sincerely with humility. They're mindful of how their behavior affects others and adjust to maintain harmony. To see where you stand, try this 10-question test, rating yourself from 0 to 2 points per question based on how well you embody these traits. Scores from 16 to 20 mean you're emotionally mature and navigating life with grace. 10 to 15 shows you're growing and learning, while below 10 means there's room to develop these important skills. Remember, emotional maturity is not a fixed trait but a practice you can cultivate by becoming more self-aware, pausing before reacting, practicing empathy, and embracing growth with patience. Empathy and growth. Being emotionally mature means you recognize your emotions as they arise, you understand why you feel a certain way, and importantly, you choose how to respond rather than reacting impulsively or defensively. It means you can stay calm and grounded even in difficult situations, and you take full responsibility for your words, actions, and their consequences instead of blaming others or making excuses. Emotionally mature people tend to listen deeply without interrupting or immediately defending themselves. They seek to understand other people's perspectives, and they express their own feelings honestly but respectfully without resorting to aggression, manipulation, or shutting down. They honor boundaries, both their own and those of others, recognizing that healthy relationships depend on mutual respect and space. Another hallmark of emotional maturity is forgiveness, not just for others but also for oneself, letting go of grudges and bitterness so that past hurts do not poison the present or future. Mature individuals can tolerate being alone without feeling lonely or anxious, which allows them to be fully present with themselves and more available for others. They admit their mistakes openly and apologize sincerely without defensiveness or self-justification, showing humility and a commitment to growth. They are also mindful of how their mood, tone, and behavior impact those around them and are willing to adjust to create harmony rather than conflict. Now, the question is, where do you stand on this spectrum of emotional maturity? To help you gauge this, I've put together a simple but powerful 10-question test. For each question, give yourself 2 points for a confident yes, 1 point if you sometimes manage it, and 0 points if you struggle or say no. The questions are: do you consistently take responsibility for your actions without blaming others? Can you maintain calm and composure even when situations get tough or people upset you? Are you open to constructive criticism without feeling personally attacked or responding defensively? Do you communicate your emotions clearly and respectfully instead of bottling them up or exploding? Do you respect others' boundaries even if it's hard or if you disagree with them? Are you able to forgive others sincerely and truly move on without holding grudges? Do you actively try to understand other people's feelings and viewpoints before insisting on your own? Can you comfortably be alone without feeling lonely, restless, or reaching for distractions? When you realize you're wrong, do you own up to it and apologize genuinely without making excuses? And finally, are you aware of how your behavior affects others? And so I encourage you to commit to this path, take small daily steps toward growth, and celebrate your progress along the way. If this video has helped you reflect on your emotional maturity and inspired you to grow, please like, subscribe for more meaningful content on self-development, and share your thoughts or scores in the comments. I love hearing from you and supporting your journey. Thank you so much for spending this time here with me, and remember, emotional maturity isn't about having all the answers or never making mistakes. It's about the courage to understand, accept, and grow from your emotions every single day, becoming the best version of yourself.